Hi, Professor Wainaina here, your 5 minutes teacher on education, childhood, youth, parenting, and all things school. Welcome. Throughout history, the best ideas have sounded absurd at first glance. People have often dismissed breakthroughs as folly before they become mainstream. The light bulb, for example, was once mocked. People dismissed personal computers as unnecessary. Critics ridiculed online marketplaces like Amazon for trying to sell books on the web. Yet, those silly ideas revolutionized the way we live, the way we work, and the way we think. The truth is, when everyone is running in the same direction, the biggest rewards often await those who take an uncharted path. If you're serious about creating something extraordinary, you must ask yourself, is this idea silly enough? There's a reason the unconventional holds so much potential. When you follow established rules, you are playing within the same box as everyone else. Traditional, clever, and accepted approaches are rarely the source of transformative information. And I'll say that again loudly for the people at the back. Traditional, clever, and accepted approaches rarely lead to transformative innovation. A research from Stanford showed that creativity thrives where people can suggest silly ideas. Why? They disrupt conventional thinking. They force you and others to consider at first unacceptable possibilities. So knowing that, you must start looking at your idea through a new lens. Instead of chasing what seems practical or popular, lean into the silly and the outlandish. The idea that feels a little embarrassing to admit might just be the one with the most untapped potential. Airbnb began as an odd concept of strangers sleeping on air mattresses in someone's living room. The investors called it silly. They called it bizarre. They called it even laughable. And yet today it's a multi-billion-dollar company that has transformed travel and hospitality forever. You might be wondering how to distinguish a genuinely promising idea from an idea that is pure nonsense. The answer lies in execution, not initial perception. The best silly ideas are rooted in solving a real problem, even if they appear ludicrous at first. To find your version of silly, identify a problem no one else sees, or better yet, find a problem that everyone else thinks is too trivial or strange to solve. If you are allergic to ridicule, then innovation is not your area. Embracing the silly requires cultivating a mindset that tolerates ridicule. This isn't easy. We humans are wired to seek social approval, and the fear of being laughed at can often paralyze your creativity. And yet history shows that those who risk rejection often stand to gain the most. A Journal of Business Venturing study found that unconventional entrepreneurs were more likely to create disruptive industry-leading innovations. And let that remind you, an audience's early doubt doesn't doom you. It means you are onto something rare. Actionable steps for embracing this mindset start with changing how you frame your thinking. Instead of asking, is this realistic? Ask, does this break the rules? Look for intersections between very different fields. Unusual combinations often spark the best results. Twitter, for instance, wasn't born from refining blogging. It was a collision of microblogging and social networking, a hybrid, few saw coming. Cultivate a circle of thinkers who challenge convention in the same way. Feedback from contrarians, non-traditionalists can refine your idea. It will keep its originality. As a budding innovator, your task is not to avoid the ridiculous, but to wrestle with it until it makes sense. Remember, most of the world's most brilliant ideas seemed nonsensical at first. Flying was once thought absurd, yet the Wright brothers made it real. They refused to accept gravity's limits as unchangeable. At this point, your success hinges on one final decision. Will you have the courage to step into the unknown? Embracing the silly isn't a guarantee of success, but shunning it guarantees mediocrity. The next billion-dollar idea might not look polished, it might look ridiculous, and that's why it holds significant value. In the end, the question isn't whether your idea is too silly, it's whether it's silly enough to matter. The road to extraordinary success is not paved with logic. It is paved with the audacity to rewrite the rules. It starts with being silly enough. Thank you for your time. See you in the next lesson.